Most producers focus on sound selection, mixing, effects, but there's a hidden language in music production that almost nobody talks about. It's called expression, and it's the difference between a melody that sounds MIDI and one that feels like real music. Today, I'm building a full sample from scratch, and I'm going to break down every way expression shapes the realism along the way. As you can see, we've got a ton of different expression here. Now that flute is insane! If you stick around till the end, you'll walk away with a deeper understanding of expression, and it might just be the thing that finally helps you level up your melody game. I think starting with a good drum loop might be pretty cool. That's nice, I like that. Oh, look how perfectly on time I am, bro. That's our drum break right there. Let's get some chords in. It's not right, hold up. Ooh, oh, that's a nice little bounce. Copy that exact thing over again. Let's just copy this chord over, then we can move the notes in it. Dun, dun, dun. Let's drum these up here. Quantize this one. I want to have this one at the start. It's going to kind of like change the rhythm a little bit. There we go. I think that's the chord progression. I want it to go really slowly. A bit slower. Yes. Let's try this down a different key. Oh, those chords are lovely, bro. Look at that shit. I spent ages on them motherfuckers, bro. Oh man, intricate, but yeah. So the reason why I chose this piano plugin specifically is because it has a lot of that real ambient sound to it already. So much nicer. So that makes my job a little bit easier. In terms of effects to this, gotta bring down some of that. Alright, let's give it some pure plate reverb as well now. If we really want to degrade it, we could give it this rotary speaker. That really has that nice texture to it now. Let's do a bass guitar. This is the craziest plugin. Yeah, this is where we really add the expression into it. So the best way to set up this flute to make it sound hyper realistic for these samples, go to this here, generators, swam flute, and we want to assign some of these MIDI CC values into here so we can automate them with curves, flutter. We probably want to have that in there. Edit events in piano roll. And now we have all of these down here to mess with. That's kind of cool. Alright, so we've got the notes in now. Now we need to play with these automations. We can actually draw them in, so we could just be like this. Woo! It has to be fast, otherwise it sounds weird. That's going to be really interesting to do that expression. Let's try it. It sounds like it changes the pitch of it a little bit. Yeah, alright. Increase some flutter on this. On the longer sustain notes, it could be cool. Very subtle, but pretty cool at the same time. Yeah. Look at all the expression we got now. As you can see, we've got a ton of different expression here. All right, let's put the sound shift on it. I want to hear it in a different key real quick, because we've been working on this for quite a while now. Now that flute is insane, bro. Sounds so real. Okay, cool. What's next? I think we need some texture now. Grab myself a multi-pedal preset. This one here, background texture, is probably one of the easiest ones to use. We could just copy the chords. Ooh, it gives it that nice. We can add one more thing in from here. Guitar would be crazy on this, actually, like a wee 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 wee. Need guitar rig on that though, because it's so quiet, it's insane. Yeah, we need that. That's a nice little chord stab, but I want to do that again, but an actual lead this time. Do some pitch bend in here real quick. Right, we're gonna add some vocals now. We're gonna go for backup singers. That's all the elements we're going to add, you know, to this sample. I think what we should do is bounce all this stuff to audio. Take a bit of that high-end clarity there, that's nice. I'm just going to reverb it as well. Guitar chords, these need mixing for sure. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They need a bit of edge as well, so I think I'll go Analog Machines. vocals just need reverb. I could do more with them drums actually. Oh, that's nice. Really pushes the drums back into the room, makes them sound so much more realistic. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just arrange it real quick, and we're just going to bring stuff in. Always start with the piano and the bass. Oh mate, that sounds so damn good. Listen to this. That's the structure done. Let's bounce that out as one now. And then we're going to add the texture to that as our final kind of step in the process. That final step is what separates an amazing sample from a crazy sample. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to add a vocal to this now. So we can voice note record it, put it back in. It should sound a little bit better. We've got a bunch of these different clap sounds we can throw in. Add one last element from multi-pedals. Oh, I call that in as audio. That's crazy. This sound here is sick. This Rev Mode C1, I love this one. So let's check out the final sample in 3, 2, 1. Let's kind of break down step by step exactly how we got there. Yeah, we'll start with the drums. That's what we started with originally. As you can see, we've got a fair amount of processing on this, but the main thing is definitely this Sound City Studios plugin. The drums sound very clean, in your face, just a bit too perfect for my liking, but this really just like pushes it back into the room and really gives it that realistic tone. It just sounds like someone actually played it now. Next we had the chords. With the chords, the magic really happened not in the effects, but actually in the MIDI. We're not having our chords hit on the one. It just gives it that realistic feel already, just right out of the gate before you even hear anything else. That alone is interesting enough to make it have that distinction. And next we've got the way the chords are strummed. If you notice, they're not strummed the same, they're slightly different, and it's completely off grid. And then once we get to here, you can see the rhythm is basically the same up to this point here. Right here, we switched it up where we have the chord start on the one, but we give it this really exaggerated kind of strum. Just to switch it up a little bit. And then we have this backward strum, but obviously a smaller version of it. Same again here. Much shorter strum this time though. And these micro chords as well, or passing chords, whatever you want to call them, are great for giving a chord progression that realistic flavor, because this is something, again, that you just hear in these old samples, so. But the flute, though, that's where the expression really is present. And that's all thanks to Swan Flute. We've got the expression, well, the various expression parameters linked down here in these curves. You can just hear how it changes. And then there's just a bunch of these pedal textures from multi-pedals, which if you guys want to grab is linked down below. Black Friday sale, check it out. But these just serve as accents. We've got the lead guitar, this is really cool. That looks like this. The MIDI is pretty unassuming. It's just, well, whatever really. But if we look at the channel pitch, you can see how we've got these, again, curves here on the pitch so that when you play it, emulates that real guitar whammy bar kind of feel. Vocals. What makes these vocals sound real is actually this plugin here called Capital Chambers. It's like a room simulator mic reverb kind of plugin. So without them, it sounds like this. Very kind of fake and in your face again, but with this on, it pushes them away a little bit, really makes them sound real. So that is how to utilize expression in your samples when you're making music. This is something that I highly recommend you look into. I hope you guys enjoyed and learned something new in this one as usual. And yeah, if you want to grab any of the sounds we use, they'll all be linked down below. Check them out. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day. Peace.